Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to share to you MDSF Learning Management System. To access the site, you need to visit lms.mdsfonline.com. So for today's activity, I'm going to demonstrate how we log into our LMS. We will be using the account which is for teachers. And teachers here will be adding a resource material which is PowerPoints. PPT, PowerPoint, and then we're also going to add here a quiz. I will also introduce you with the concept of Mastery Path. Mastery Path allows instructors to customize the learning experience of each student based on their performance on a particular assessment. So what we're going to have is, for week 1, we're going to have here, or we're going to add a resource, module 1, which is a PowerPoint file. On week 2, we're going to create a assessment which is a quiz, and then the reference for that particular quiz is module 1. If the student failed to pass the assessment or quiz activity, he or she will not be able to proceed to module 2. So I'm going to share to you how we build up the course. Now let's open up our browser. So again, to open the site, go to lms.mdsfonline.com. As you can see on the screen, this is the current landing page. Now I'm going to log in as teacher. Now, on this side, you're going to see this is the dashboard. Now I already created a course named Demo Course. Okay, so I'm going to click on the Demo Course here, and then it will be redirected to our page. The one that you're seeing here is the actual page where the teacher will be able to put all the data or resources needed for the course. So to start with, I'm going to click here, Turn Editing On. So once you click Turn Editing On, the site now is editable. So once it's editable, as you can see, we have some pencil icons here. So it means that the teacher can now edit the topic. So let's say, for example, instead of topic 1, we're going to have here week 1. So it's up to the teacher to modify the contents of the topics. Okay? So I already edited here week 1 and then week 2. Now based on our format, the teacher will add a resource which is PowerPoint 1 to week 1 here. So I already created a PowerPoint slide. So what we need to do here, so let me open the slide first. So I have it on my desktop. Okay, so as you can see here, I have several PowerPoints. So I'm going to link the module 1 PowerPoint, this one, to week 1. To do that, you just click here, add an activity or resource. You scroll down. Under resources, we're going to click here, file, add, and then we're just going to add here the name of the file. So let's say module 1. You can add a description here, and then after that you need to attach the file. So again, I'm going to open up my Finder and then drag the file here. So once you have dragged the file, the next thing to do is that we have a section which is called activity completion. Activity completion allows us to track whether a student has accessed a particular module or activity. To do that, we just need to click here, show activity as complete when conditions are met, and then student must be able to view the activity. After that, save and display. So if we go back to our page, I already set for week 1, the students will be able to view module 1. The next thing is that we have to go to week 2. But the requirement that we specify here is that they can only take test 1 or quiz 1 if they have viewed, okay, let's type here, view the resources for module 1. If you recall earlier, we set the activity completion. this activity completion will be the one to identify whether the student had access a particular resource or not. So here, let's add a quiz. Add a resource. Now under activities, let's now start to create a quiz. Select the quiz and then add. Okay, now we have to provide a name. Let's say quiz. Coverage will be, module 1. Okay. Now, under the timing section, this one here, the teacher has the capability to set when the quiz will be open and when the quiz will be closed. Or if not, the teacher has the capability to select the time limit. Let's say that the students will take the quiz for about 60 minutes, 120 minutes. So the teacher click enable here and then set the number of minutes. Next is grade. So we need to set here the passing grade. For the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to set 5. So I'm going to create the quiz, which is 10 points, or let's say 9 points, and the passing score, for example, here is 5. Allowed number of attempts. So the student can take unlimited number of attempts per particular quiz, or we could set it at a maximum of 10. So since we are introducing mastery path, means that the student must be able to somehow master a particular activity, take the needed exercises and pass. So you could set this one as unlimited, or it depends on the number of options here. And then for the grading method, we could set it as the highest grade, average, first attempt, or last attempt. So let's use here last attempt. The next is we're going to look into restrict access. Restrict access means that, so if you go back to our file here, quiz 1 will only be accessible if module 1 has been viewed. Okay, so that's our condition. So add a restriction, then means that we're going to set this activity completion. Restriction must be module 1 must be marked complete. It will only be marked complete if the student has viewed the module 1 or the first PowerPoint. After that, go to activity completion, and then here we're going to have this third option here, and then we will be requiring a grade for this particular quiz. Okay, then save and display. Okay, so we already created that one. Now let's add questions to our quiz. Click here, edit quiz, and then add here a new question. So the teacher has the option to select whether it's a multiple choice, true or false, matching type, or whatever type of question. So we have several options here. So for the purpose of demonstration, again, let's choose here multiple choice. And then we're going to type here the question name. So question 1. And then the question text. Now, default mark is the default grade, so I'm going to set it as 5. The default value is 1, but you could change the pointing system. And then I'm just going to type here some answers. So let's say red. So if the student will be able to choose red, I'm going to give a point of 100, means that's the correct answer. So green, yellow, and then blue. Okay, then after that, save changes. So I already created the first question. So if you click this icon here, this is our preview. So if you click that, it will already preview the multiple choice questions that we have created. Next, let's add another quiz or another question. Let's set it to true or false. And then question name, true or false. I'm just going to copy this one here and then set the correct answer or value to 4, and then the correct answer is false. After that, save changes. Okay, so I have here 2 questions for quiz number 1. Now let's go back to our dashboard. So I already created a quiz here. Now since we have a restriction, as you can see, we have a restriction here, restricted, not available unless the activity module 1, this one here, is marked completed. Okay, now let's add another resource. So file. So in this case, I'm going to have here module 2, and then I'm going to upload the second module here, and then the condition is that the student must pass the test 1 with a grade of 50% and must be able to view the resources, which is module 1. Okay, so that is the condition before they can open module 2. Okay, now let's go back here. So we're going to have here restrict access, add a restriction. So the first restriction that we're going to set is the passing grade. So we have here grade, restrict the student with a specified grade. Now we're going to choose the quiz. So in this case, we're going to choose quiz 1 for module 1, and then the grade must be at least 50%. After that, we're also going to have here activity completion, wherein the student must able to view module 1. Okay, and the next activity completion, show the activity completion when conditions are met. Okay, the student must view this one and then save and display. Okay, so let's go back here. Now if you see, we have now several restrictions. Now, so this is the part of the teacher. Now I'm going to log out and then demonstrate the student side. So I have here 2 students. So I'm going to log in as student 1. Log in. For student 1, we have here demo course. So you just click here demo course, and then this is what the students will see upon logging in. So the first one here is module 1. Now you're going to see this box. It's currently unchecked, but when the student have accessed this file later, you're going to see here a check, means that the activity has been completed. Then you could also see here restricted, means that so available unless module 1 has been marked complete, means that we have opened this one, and then module 2 is also restricted, means that the student must be able to pass the quiz first and then open the first module before they could open the second module. Okay, so I'm going to simulate it. Okay, let me go back here first. Now, by the way, here under the menu, you're going to see here grade. So if you click here grade, you're going to see here quiz module 1. Currently, I have no grade here, so I have not taken the quiz yet. So let's select module 1. So once you select, it will automatically download the file. Okay, and then I'm going to refresh. Look at this one here. Okay, it's currently unchecked, but if I refresh this, it will now be checked. Means that the student has already viewed the contents of module 1. Now again, you notice now that quiz 2 is now accessible. Okay, then I also have here a check. So let's now take the quiz. Okay, attempt quiz now. So this is the first question. Now for the purpose of demonstration, again, let's select here yellow. This is the incorrect choice. Next page, and then also true. Finish attempt, and then submit all and finish. Okay, so my total mark is 0. Okay, so meaning that it's incorrect. Now, finish and review. If I go to my grade bank here, my current score is 0. Okay, now let's go back to general. Now, again, module 2 is still not accessible because I have not yet passed the required point. Now, if you would also notice here, instead of a check, I have here a dash with a red background, meaning that I was not able to achieve the required grade in order for me to move on to the next lesson. Now, if we go to our definition earlier, mastery path, this will allow the student to somehow master a particular set of topics, and then given the test, they must perform the needed requirements. Let's say the score. They must be able to achieve the score. Okay. Now I'm going to take the quiz again. I'm going to reattempt since we set it as the unlimited. Okay. So the correct answer here is red. Next page. And then I'm going to set this to the false. Finish attempt. So submit all and finish. Now my grade now is 100. If I go to my grade book, the score here now is 100. Okay? But if we go to the quiz here, the student will be able to see that he or she has attempted 2 times for that particular quiz. Let's go back now to general. Now quiz 2 is now accessible, and this one now is a check as compared to a red background earlier. Now I can now click on module 2, and then if I refresh, it's now check here. Okay, so that is the side of the student. Now I'll go back to the teacher side. Go to my demo course. Okay, and then if I go to my gradebook here, the student for quiz 1 has achieved 110. Okay, and then if you click here the name of the student, and then here grade overview, let's check this one here. Sorry, I need to single view. Where's that? Okay, here. So student 1 was able to take 2 attempts for quiz 1. So this is the first attempt, so meaning that the grade is 0. And then this is the second attempt, meaning that the grade now is 100. Okay, and then if you scroll down here, you're going to see how the student had performed within that particular quiz. Okay, so this is the concept of our LMS. Aside from PowerPoints, you can also attach URL links from YouTube and other resources. Okay, so but as per Ma'am Christina, we will be looking at this option so that we could ensure that before the student move from one topic to the next one, the student has mastered the previous activity. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you like it. If there will be questions, you could reach me to my Facebook, and then I'll be glad to answer it. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye.